and welcome to Cocktail TV Show, your new entertainment and cultural news TV show airs on ITTV every Thursday at 9 o'clock. C'est un plaisir pour moi à pour moi présenter nous quatrième sortie de Cocktail TV Show. Merci à nous toutes qui avez regardé nous depuis le premier numéro 1 et nous toutes qui avez envoyé message pour nous sur social media ou bien qui voient nous, qui voient texte pour nous, qui fait nous connaître que nous aimons show et nous aimons concept show. Cocktail a venu dans l'idée pour nous parler de différents types d'art, disciplines et artistiques, soit littérature, danse, musique, cuisine, en façon non seulement pour faire promotion et culture haïtienne, mais culture de la Caraïbe, parce qu'en fait, nous faisons seuls. Il y a dit Haïti, il y a dit Bahamas, il y a dit Trinidad. Nous avons sorti dans plusieurs îles, mais en fait, nous tous, ces Caribéens, et nous tous, nous reconnaissons, nous, ces créoles, nous reconnaissons dans le soleil, dans la mer, dans le climat. Et le fait que nous ne sommes pas ici dans le sud de Floride, là, donc nous prenons plaisir pour nous faire un mix, pour nous faire un seul. Et c'est ainsi que Cocktail, pas seulement parler de ce qui a passé dans la communauté haïtienne, mais parler de l'autre communauté caribéenne, de ce qui a passé dans le sud de Floride. Et ce n'est pas sans raison. Nous choisi pour nous présenter nos belles panoramas ça et je dis nous dans le parc nous attendre et silence là et nous ouais la clandem et c'est ça qui fait beauté et qui fait originalité Sud Floride et c'est ça qui fait nous aimer Sud Floride et bien sûr comme nous aimons Sud Floride nous aimons Cocktail. Nom c'est Farah Laurieux, n'a tourné tout de suite.
If art is in your heart, come explore a world of creativity. Join us at Made It Myself Fair every last Saturday of the month, where you can find a variety of handmade and organic products crafted by local and international artisans. Made It Myself Fair is inside the Caribbean Marketplace in the heart of Little Haiti from 2 to 8 p.m. For more information, visit madeitmyselffair.com or call 954-548-4842. Made It Myself Fair is brought to you by Artisan Haiti and the Little Haiti Cultural Complex.
Installé Bocoton Lac dans un parc qui paisible et puis vent qui caresser et paume qui caresser les oreilles moi qui fait petit romance avec c'est un plaisir pour moi capable présenter nos émissions ça et dans le premier segment nous allons découvrir un auteur, un jeune écrivain haïtien qui lui-même a participé dans Miami Book Fair qui a fait samedi ça dans Miami bien sûr et non là certainement sûr que nous connaissons parce que non seulement ils sont écrivains mais ils sont présentés dans la télévision et ils sont productrices d'événements en fait c'est ici. Et bien que moi-même origine pas c'est dans le sud et d'Haïti et puis origine pas c'est dans le nord mais nous connecter très bien et c'est ça qui fait que moi prends plaisir à soir pour me présenter nous Angie Bell qui va parler nous plus de Miami Book Fair que la participé c'est seule haïtienne qui a participé seul écrivain haïtien qui a participé dans mi-temps paquet l'autre écrivain de différentes nationalités. Angie Bell t'es chuté avec Savinia.
Thank you, Farah. Today we're sitting with published author Angie Bell. She is also the creator of the bi-weekly show Boucan every other Wednesday night at Mocha Cafe. Angie, how are you today?
I'm great, thank you, and thank you for inviting me to Cocktail.
Perfect. Tell me more about yourself. How did you become an author?
Well, how did I become an author? I started writing since I was 9, and I had so many poems, so many things. And after the earthquake that happened in Haiti, I had so many poems about Haiti, so I decided to publish a book dedicated to Haiti with all the poems.
Yes, I am holding a copy, and it is called 35 Secondes. And Angie, tell me, I know that these poems were inspired mostly by the earthquake, which the title says it clearly, but tell me about other things that inspires your poetry.
Mainly, I get inspired a lot by Haiti. with everything that is going on, whether it is like a river or trees, whatever it is, or a sad situation, a bad situation, a good situation, any situation that it is, it actually inspires me because Haiti is in my blood and it drives me. And that's where I was born. That's where my heart is. So anytime I think about Haiti, it always inspires me to write something. So that's why I ended up having so many poems about Haiti.
I understand that you're going to be part of a panel at the Miami International Book Fair. What is this panel going to be discussing exactly?
This panel is about Haitian women writers and poets in exile. How the life of a Haitian poet is living in the United States, leaving your country for whatever reason, political reasons, any reason that it is. So we're gonna talk about that experience, and we're also gonna read some of our poems. We're gonna read part of our books and having other discussion. We're also basically Jessica Fiev. Okay. She's the one who's gonna be handling the panel, and it's gonna be open for us to talk about anything, any woman experience, basically, as Haitian writers.
What does it mean for you to be part of the Miami International Book Fair? Because I've been there, and I think it's a great platform. It is a huge platform for authors around South Florida to be exposed to. So what does it mean for you as a Haitian woman to be part of that book fair?
It really means a lot because in the Haitian community, it's not all the time that you have open doors to participate in international things. Either you don't have the way to get there, or a lot of people are actually afraid because they never think that they can make it further than their own community. So it really means a lot, and I think other writers, other women writers, they should take that as an example to, I think me being there and other Haitian women being there as well, they should follow that because you can do anything that you dream of. You can participate in anything internationally and to make your country, your people proud.
What are some of your role models as authors, especially Haitian authors?
Definitely, I will say Edwidge Dantika, and of course Jessica Fiev, because she has a few great books, and thanks to her that I'm participating today in the Miami International Book Fairs. So I definitely applaud them for what they do and want to not follow exactly what they are doing because we are different in our own ways, but definitely try to follow that path to become more known internationally.
As a writer, as a female writer, what are some of the support that you get from the community, or what are some of the platforms that are available to you to expose your work and to let people know that you exist?
That's funny you ask because within the community itself, we don't have that many, and I think it's something that we should put ourselves together and create more of that because, of course, there is Librairie Mapu. Of course, there are a few other libraries in West Palm Beach. But besides that, there are not that many places where you can go and say that you can find Haitian books. Right. You can find, at libraries where you can find books from Haitian authors and stuff like that. So I definitely think within our own community, we need more of that. Yes, you can go to events or you can do readings yourself or you can participate at the school. You can create stuff, but as platforms, it's not that many.
What is the path that is being created for our youth that want to write, those of them that love literature, love writing? What is the legacy that is being left for them to follow into your pathways, or even Jessica Fiev or Edwidge Dantika's pathways?
I don't know about a legacy. I really don't know, but I think I would say we are trying to bring more awareness, bring going to the schools to talk to the students, to talk to the youth, to talk to them more, to make them aware of what we are doing. And in our work, definitely, we are putting our voices out to give out messages, key messages, to whenever they are reading. I will talk for me personally. When I write something, I write it as a message so that any young person reading it, they will understand how, they will try to decode that message and to use it for themselves, to love Haiti better, I guess, or to love themselves more, to move forward, to be more, I don't know, more aware, more accept themselves more.
Your first book, I read it, and I can say that there are a lot of beautiful poems on there that were very inspiring. So what is next for NG Bell? Another book, a movie? Tell me, give me the scoop.
I definitely have a lot of things in mind. I'm working on my next book, which should be out soon, hopefully. It's done. I just have to, put in the work and finalize the details and for it to be ready. I definitely have other scripts and other things that I'm working on to put out. It's just a matter of time. But definitely my next book should be out soon.
What is the message for younger writers that are upcoming and wants to publish like yourself?
I would say the biggest message is whatever that you feel inside, whatever that is inside of you, is find a way to put it out. Find a way to express yourself and never be too shy to ask for help, because you never know who can help you, and you cannot do everything by yourself, or if you can, it will take you longer. But definitely always ask for help, seek for help in your community, outside of the community, and always never be afraid of being you. Be you, be yourself, and put yourself out there for the world to see.
Okay, well, I hope I get a chance to see you talk at the panel on Sunday at the Miami International Book Fair in Miami-Dade campus downtown.
Yes, it's November 22nd. We'll have a few other authors there, female women writers, and come out to say hello.
Well, thank you, NG. It was a pleasure having you here at Cocktail. And stay tuned, we have more to come.
De littérature haïtienne, n'a passé à danse haïtienne. Nous allons parler d'une danse qui propre à nous-mêmes, qui sortit dans racine nous. Une danse qui identifiait qui est nous, il parlait de histoire nous, il parlait de côté nous sorti comme premier peuple indépendant, premier peuple de race noire indépendant. N'a parlé de danse folklore. Malheureusement, en pile nous haïtiens gagne des préjugés contre danse folklore. Nous relève danse vaudou. Assez souvent c'est parce que nous pas gagne trop d'informations. Jeudi, nous allons présenter une interview que nous avons avec Nancy Saint-Léger, qui lui-même c'est une directrice de troupe de danse qui est Nancy Saint-Léger Danse Ensemble, qui est basée dans Miami, et ça fait quelques années que y a bay Timounio cours de danse. Et pas seulement Timounio, mais même grand monde. Et assez souvent c'est pas haïtien, c'est étranger qui eux même viennent embrasser culture nous, viennent découvrir et comment danse là, comment tambour là et bouillir en dedans nous. Et Nancy t'ai parlé nous en pile de comment culture a évolué dans Miami. Nancy Saint-Léger et dans interview que nous avons avec elle dans Curti Haïti dans Little Haiti Cultural Complex. Nancy, depuis l'âge de 8 ans, ou à danser folklore, mais qui ça qui t'a initié dans le folklore? C'était en Haïti ou bien ici aux États-Unis?
Depuis en Haïti, j'ai commencé à danser. On est dans l'école en Haïti, on toujours fait rôle, on toujours gagné théâtre. Donc, et puis, dans côté nous théâtre, chaque vacances, toujours une fête qui fête. Donc, depuis le ça, j'ai commencé à danser depuis en Haïti. Et puis après ça, moi, et moi, à New York. Moi, pour le ça, j'ai commencé pour une classe de danse. Yeah.
So how was it when you just start to become a professional in folklore, Haitian folklore dance?
I have to say, I started with Société Kukui when I was in high school in New York. They were there first before they moved to Miami. So I think that's when I really did it professionally.
I know in Haiti there's a discrimination against the Haitian folklore dance. Is it the same here in South Florida?
No, it's absolutely the same. It's the same people. They move here. One of the biggest problems that I have is getting kids. Is getting kids to come and dance and for them to stay. Even though I tell the parents come and see, we have the good thing now is that we have a few parents who come and take the classes with them. Which is very, very nice, you have to come and see who's doing what. I understand you can't just let your kids go and dance with someone. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know what the focus is. But as always, they don't want to come and see. So no, pito lakay, chita lakay,
How, as a teacher of I said it right, a teacher, dance teacher for dance for folklore dance. How you see that now Haitian have the tendency to dance more African dance and American dance and folklore dance?
As usual, Haitians, like anything that's not Haitian, they appreciate it more. In the class, as you can see, we have everybody else who comes more than Haitians. We have Hispanic people coming to the classes now, more than Haitians would come, which is a shame. It's a shame because the next thing you know, they're going to be doing Haitian dance, and then we're going to be the ones like watching them do it. So we're trying to keep the culture. We're trying to keep it going, to get some kids to dance, and then maybe they'll get their kids to dance, or they'll start their own dance group. Which is what the focus is. That's what I really would like.
Et là où danser, là où offrir spectacle folklore et by l'autre communauté yo, dans l'autre événement, comme qui réaction étranger yo, là yo ouais et toute belle décor ça yo, toute belle et couleur ça yo et bel mouvement ça yo, comment yo réagit?
Non, yo apprécie. Parce que yo apprécie plus que haïtien yo même. Parce que ça qui va là le haïtien ouais nous. Oh Congo, il va faire Congo. On connaît faire Congo. On connaît faire Congo depuis longtemps, depuis mon Haïti depuis petit. Yo pas vraiment apprécié. C'est vraiment pas dire yo pas apprécié. Parce que là nous paraît même costume yo, haïtien même ouais belle bagaille tout. Vous comprenez? Ou pas capable un petit bail marine dans rayon, vinn brasser rond, vinn danser. You have to show quality. You have to show that you're doing something. And I think once they see that, I think they appreciate it more. That, you vois son bon bail ou fait. C'est pas ni paraître ou mettre un rare pour on vient danser. I think they appreciate, you apprécier couleur yo, you apprécier. Mais l'autre moun yo le yo well, c'est comme si yo pas connaît haïtien te kon gen bel bail comme ça. Which is surprising because I'm thinking in 2015 people are still surprised. Yo nous paraît avec belle costume. Oh, you from Haiti? Oh, you guys have beautiful costumes. It's like, yeah, we have beautiful things,
Pour moun qui pas connaît vraiment essence et des danses folklore haïtienne, danse traditionnelle là, comment tu ka décrit ça qui est danse folklorique là?
Moi, je dire que j'ai eu une chance là, l'homme là quand même que maman pas de problème pour me danser, pour le faire rôle bah ça yo. Pour moi personnellement, il y a une danse religieuse et vaudou et puis il y a une danse folklore. Et problème c'est séparer tous les deux parce que il y a des gens qui pas séparer tous les deux. Pour moi personnellement, l'homme parle avec l'homme parle parents yo, dit parce que cérémonie n'a fait. Son danse n'a fait son le si on font théâtre pour nous montrer qui j'en mon était fait longtemps qui j'en cérémonie était faite et pas vraiment cérémonie qu'on a fait Vous comprenez?
Autrement dit, si me permettez moi, autrement dit, danse folklorique, pas vaudou, pas et cérémonie
Non,
vaudou.
il pas cérémonie vaudou. Il pas cérémonie vaudou. Et et ça fait me comme ça, c'est tambourineur qui montre ça. Et c'est pas m'a dansé depuis longtemps pas jamais comme ça. Parce que je dis non, tambour yo jouer, Jean jouer tambour. Leur font show, leur font et danse folklorique, c'est pas comme ça yo jouer dans vaudou. Gon ba différent que yo fait dans vaudou que yo pas fait dans l'autre fait dans danse. Et m'a jamais comme ça. I think I learned it like 2 years ago, you know. And I was like, oh, really? Because then I really wanted to know, okay, so there is a difference by the way they play the drums. So, il dit, gens jouer tambour, leur font show, c'est pas comme ça, ils jouent l'autre. Gon l'autre gens, gon l'autre bagaille en balle, que leur fait, et c'est mon niveau et tambour à jouer l'autre gens. So, that in itself kind of told me, okay, there has to be a religious way of doing something and a secular way of doing it. You know, if you're not doing a religious ceremony. Voodoo is a religion. You're not doing a religious ceremony. It's a show. Qu'on montrer costume, on montrer danse. You know, even though c'est comme ça que commencé. That's the way qu'on go to danse, c'est danser vraiment. But that doesn't mean actually l'op danser le même le montrer tout le monde danser. Not that to say bagaille religieux qu'on fait. You're not doing a religious ceremony. You're doing a show.
I am currently with a group of dancers from Nancy Saint-Léger Danse Ensemble, Carolina, Sharika, Andrew, and Serena. Thank you for accepting this interview.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Well, why you decide to come every Saturday and to learn Haitian dance folklore?
Okay, on my part, I'm Colombian, and it has a little bit of the mix of still the Colombian music, you know, a lot of the dancing, a lot of the movements. I love the people. I enjoy to dance, and it's just a part of who I am. They become a part of who I am, the group. And I'm learning Creole little by little too. The culture is beautiful.
And how long you been dancing?
With them, I've been dancing about a year now. It's going to be a year. But and that's another thing. I do ballet, and then I come here and I can just let loose and just feel the drums, and it just becomes a part of my spirit.
And here's Sharika.
My dad is from Haiti and my mom is from the Bahamas, so that's a mixture of Caribbean. I met Nancy in elementary school, Shadowlawn Elementary. I've been dancing with Nancy for like 12 years now. I just love the beat. I just love the story behind it because there's so much history. It's not just about us moving our body, but we're actually like telling a story from like coming through wars and battles and then celebrating and having festivals and all of the culture just behind it just makes me so intrigued to just know that through my movements, I'm just telling a story to other people who sometimes don't know about it or just as interested as I was when I was little when I started with Nancy.
And about you, Andrew?
I'm American of Croatian descent. I always loved music, and so I like any kind of dance, but
But we saw playing the drum.
yes, yeah, I like to play everything. All music instruments. It's all connected. Drumming, dancing is just drumming with your body, so it's the same thing. But I normally dance. Just have some sore knees right now.
So you dance and you play the drum, but the Haitian rhythm.
Yeah, yes.
And when did you learn that?
Well, I've been learning for a few years now, but I played other styles, Brazilian music and other African rhythms. So it's all connected. I like the African roots, and I like the history, as Sharika mentioned. You learn a lot about history, you learn language, and it feels good. So.
And what did attract you in the dance and the drum rhythm?
Well, I like to move my body. I'm a personal trainer. I like fitness. So, and like I said, I like the drums. I like the music, and I don't know what more to say, but it feels good.
And you, Serena?
My mom's from Haiti, my dad's from Trinidad, and I was been dancing with Miss Nancy since I was 4 and 6, and I came back when I was 9.
Tell me how people react and when they know that you tell them that I'm dancing, I'm practicing Haitian dance folklore. How they react to that?
Right. With me, I get questioned a lot on it. They see me as being Hispanic, So literally, they usually ask me, really, are you really with the group? And we usually all laugh. But when I'm there and I start dancing, they applaud me, and they basically are in awe of what I can do. But it's just, again, I just feel the music, and it's just me.
And sometimes they say, what is Haitian folklore? And some people say, are you going to do voodoo, or are you going to be up there doing hymns and humming? And I'm like, no, it's dance. Like, I'm going to dance. And then when we walk out with our costumes and we're all made up and we look so beautiful and we're dancing so elegantly, and that's when we welcome them into our culture. We help them turn around from the, no, you're going to do voodoo, or it's something terrible. It helps the young people like me, because I started when I was young, to just say, no, it's not about voodoo, it's not about our parents, it's about like how we truly feel on the inside. And it just makes people happy. At the end, everybody's like, oh, do it again. Can we see that again? Can you come again? We're always invited twice when we do our event. So some people have some perspectives and the others don't. And then at the end of the day, everybody wants to, what is the Haitian culture? What do you do? What's the food? What's the drums? What's the colors? Like, it helps them understand.
It's not something that comes easy. Anytime to learn something you don't know how to do is hard, and when it's not part of your culture, it's not something that that you do every week, or it is difficult. But when you just do it regularly, anything. I'm a personal trainer, and I've been doing fitness all my life, and for a lot of people, it's really hard. And so I'm used to seeing their difficulties, and it's challenging, but you keep doing it, and you just get better. It's impossible not to get better. So.
And Serena, how it is difficult for you to manage both culture from your parents?
It is because when I go home with my mom, I have to like not know how to say hi to someone, because if I don't, everyone gets mad at me. And then after, so it's kind of hard trying to know which culture to do what to, and trying to remember what, because if I do something to the other one, they don't know what I'm talking about, then they get mad, and it gets so hectic, so it's kind of hard sometimes.